Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the Government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
That one unsubstantiated claim by Justin Trudeau has sent Indian-Canadian ties to an all-time low. Trudeau accused India of being behind the killing of Khalistani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in June. Nijjar was shot dead outside a Gurdwara in British Columbia, Surrey. He had been a known supporter of Khalistan, had fled to Canada on a fake passport, and was designated as a terrorist by India in 2020. The Canadian Prime Minister called the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil an unacceptable violation of their sovereignty.
Canada has declared its deep concerns to the top intelligence and security officials of the Indian government. Last week at the G20, I brought them personally and directly to Prime Minister Modi in no uncertain terms. Any involvement of a foreign government in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil is an unacceptable violation of our sovereignty.
And that opened the floodgates to a massive diplomatic standoff. Canada expelled a senior Indian diplomat. Hours later, India summoned the Canadian High Commissioner, who was informed about the decision to expel a senior Canadian diplomat. Then Canada urged citizens to exercise high degree of caution while travelling to various regions in India. New Delhi then cited politically condoned violence and issued a travel advisory for all Indian nationals in Canada. Ratcheting up diplomatic tensions, India suspended visas for Canadians till further notice and wants a reduction in Canadian diplomats. Canada is home to one of the largest overseas communities of Indian origin, which number approximately 1.4 million out of an overall Canadian population of 40 million. Bilateral trade ties between both nations are valued at a substantial $100 billion. But the Nijjar murder accusation was only a tipping point. Things between India and Canada have been going from bad to worse. During a visit to India in 2018, Trudeau wore elaborate over-the-top Indian outfits during official functions and was mocked on social media for spending more time sightseeing than in official meetings. Adding fuel to fire, a row erupted during the same trip over Jaspal Atwal, who was convicted in 1986 of the attempted murder of a Punjab minister visiting Canada. Atwal was invited to a reception for Trudeau in Delhi.
This person should, of course, never have been invited. And the invitation has now been rescinded. We're looking into how this happened.
In December 2020, Trudeau expressed support for farmers protesting against the Indian government's proposed farm laws. During an address to his Canadian Punjabi supporters, Trudeau laid concern about the volatile situation and pledged Canada's commitment to defending the rights of peaceful protests. In March 2023, India summoned Canada's High Commissioner to express concern over pro-Khalistan protesters in Canada. These protesters breached the security of India's diplomatic missions and consulates, leading to heightened tensions between the two nations. In June, India's Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar criticized Canada for permitting a float in a parade that depicted the 1984 assassination of then Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by her bodyguards. This portrayal was seen as glorifying violence by Sikh separatists. Then, during the G20 summit in Delhi in early September, Justin Trudeau skipped a dinner for G20 leaders. His pull-aside talks with Prime Minister Modi were also frosty. Prime Minister Modi was firm in raising India's concerns over Canada not acting against Khalistani protesters. Amid the tension, Trudeau was stranded for an extra 2 days in Delhi after his plane developed a technical snag. Just after the G20 summit, Canada's Trade Minister decided to postpone a trade mission to India, which was scheduled for October. This move came after both countries had initially expressed their intent to secure an initial trade deal during the same year. Consequently, trade talks came to a halt and the future of economic cooperation was shrouded in uncertainty. The separatist movement of Khalistani stems from the scars of the Sikh insurgency of the 1980s and 1990s, in which nearly 30,000 people were killed. The 1985 bombing of an Air India Boeing 747 en route from Canada to India killing all 329 people on board is a grim reminder of the consequences of Sikh militancy. On multiple occasions, Justin Trudeau has claimed that Canada does not endorse the revival of any separatist movement. But in the same breath, he has emphasized the importance of free speech. While many see this pandering to the Khalistani lobby as a game of political compulsions, is Justin Trudeau waging a war that he just can't win?